let's take a look at the news for the week. So one of the most confusing names in board gaming is Bullet Heart. And I'm still not sure if the game is called Bullet Heart or just Bullet, but it doesn't matter because the sequel's out and it's Bullet Star. You can mix them together. I'm still not sure.
Heart.
Just because I have no clue, is this Bullet is a person also in some IP?
No. They're just bullets. You're like it's like you're all these different characters who are shooting bullets at each other, and then think of it almost like a Tetris style game.
But it
you
says
are using
like
your powers to manipulate the bullets as they fall down different colored columns, and you don't want your column to get completely filled up or you lose a life point.
This person on the cover.
That's the game.
The person on the cover, is this person half deer or half tree? It's very interesting. I'm just trying to like put my head around the artwork here. Like, is it like maybe it's like some anime IP that I wouldn't understand.
Well, no, it's completely made up for the game. But I did enjoy my kids really like this game, and they like the fact that each of these heroines who's in the game has like a backstory and a soundtrack, because the game is like a 3-minute. You're timed as you are, you're manipulating the different bullets. You have like a 3 minutes to do so. Well, they each have their own soundtrack that you can play that's 3 minutes long.
Well, I like games where I can shoot at people, so I would probably like it. But
I don't know that this is definitely a puzzle. You're thinking it's like Dr. Mario, if you remember that game.
No.
Yeah, Dr. Mario was a straight up killer. He shot a lot of bullets.
Well, just because they're bullets, doesn't change the theming of the game. They're just falling down. But each character has special abilities. They can move them around, and you're just trying to get stuff into different directions. Anywho, let's move on. Space Base finally is getting a second expansion. They came out with the first expansion. Then they came out with the big box. And the owner of AEG, John Zinzer, told me that he did not want to release an expansion unless it was really good, because I knew they were working on this for a while. And I asked him, when's it coming out? And he said, maybe never, because we're only going to release it if we think it's worth releasing.
Right.
So be that as it may, here it is. It doesn't really talk a lot about the new expansion. It says there's a narrative structure. The first one, which was the emergence of Shy Pluto, it was a little bit like you played through 4 or 5 different scenarios that added a couple new rules, and then you could just throw it in your game.
Okay.
It wasn't really legacy. It's just like, oh, we introduced this. You play through a little campaign, maybe a big boss that you fought at the end type thing.
Okay.
And so this one, they said, follows that narrative. And then it says once the story is completed, you can replay through the story or just throw the contents in your game.
Well, you must be really excited about this, Tom. I know you like Space Base a lot.
I do like Space Base a lot, and I am really excited about this, although I played a prototype expansion for Space Base 2 years ago, and I thought it was okay. So,
okay.
But I mean, they've had 2 years.
I'm sure they've changed it up.
All right, Detective Rummy is coming from WizKids. This is a Rummy style game that's done by Mike Fitzgerald, because this is like a lot of what he does. He makes a lot of Rummy games with his detective series on it. So this is, I think he was working originally on a legacy version of Detective Rummy. Was that not announced like a year ago?
He absolutely was.
I think this is it. Is this not it?
It might be it, but it's no longer legacy. It's campaign. But you can play them standalone.
Kind of same thing, right? I mean.
Well, no, this sounds quite different than that, and I don't know that ever did or will see the light of day, the legacy version. This might be something that fell out of that, so to speak. Maybe, like in other words, they changed the whole thing and made it this. This is definitely like you have 7 cases to solve. Like this sounds much more like a campaign type of game.
Yeah, but it says you don't even have to play campaign. You can just play case modes and just play them as standalone games one at a time. I think that's cool.
Yeah. No, this is great. I love the Mystery Rummy series of games. A little old school now, but I was one of the things I cut my teeth on in the beginning of hobby gaming. So this is exciting actually to me. And I love Mike and Zee over at WizKids. So this is cool.
Yeah, my only issue with this, I'd kind of been seeing this before and following it. It doesn't say it here, but if I'm not mistaken, my only concern here is that this is extremely expensive.
Is it?
Like the cost of the box is like, I'm gonna pull a number out of my hat here, but it's like $80 or something.
Is it? Oh, is it actually?
I think so. That's what I remember seeing that and going, whoa, this is because the mystery Rummy games. They're small, yeah, but they're like $16 or $15.
Sure, but if you're getting 7 games in one box, maybe that's worth it then.
And
if they're really different, yeah. We'll see. I'm curious.
And they're another cool thing is I believe I read here that they're completely replayable. So the cases will come different the same way that when you play the mystery Rummy games, right? And you play the Jack the Ripper one, right? That's sort of the most popular, I think, of the series. It could be that this guy was the Jack the Ripper, or it could have been this woman is Jack the Ripper. So I think it's similar to that idea. Looks like it, which is better.
It looks great. I mean, I love this cover. I like the artwork. It looks very striking.
This is for me.
All right.
This one's
Ghostbusters.
Crazy.
Ghostbusters is invading Zombicide. So the CMON's releasing some expansion with IDW, but IDW no longer exists. So I'm not really sure how that's working out.
No, IDW does exist. IDW Media Holdings exists.
I apologize.
So the
IDW
publisher
does no longer exist.
Yeah. So they're licensing it through the parent company, which exactly does this kind of stuff. When I saw this one, I was like, this is odd. Okay, we're gonna get Ghostbusters.
Hey, I would play Zombicide if the Abominations were replaced with the marshmallow guy, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I would love that. That would be hilarious.
I dig Zombicide. I haven't played it in a million years, but I like it. But this is going to be cute, I guess, and hopefully thematic to Ghostbusters. It looks like it.
What's weird to me is this looks like it's an expansion to or compatible with OG Zombicide.
I agree. Yeah. I think it might be Z, but they also might. I think this is a product that existed already, and they're getting it out the door now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be.
Includes components for Zombicide first and second edition. It says there on the box.
Oh, it does?
It says there in that red piece on the box.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go then. It works for both.
Very cool.
Cool. That's a good way to do that.
Yep.
All right. Leader Games has announced... let's see where we're at. Leader Games has announced an upcoming game from Cole Worley called Arcs, because all Leader Games have 4 letters. Collapse and conflict in the void. And it sounds like this is a space version of Oath. I'm not saying it's a space version of Oath. Let me rephrase that. But he's trying to make another narrative game like Oath.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's Oath again. He says, the quote he said when talking about it, he said, I used to describe Oath as learning 2 to 3 root factions at once. Arcs is probably less than a single root faction. So he's saying it's easier to understand and get into. He said, this is probably my simplest game.
Oh, you know what? All of a sudden, this is shooting up for me. I like the sci-fi. I like the look of these little characters. It's very comic book. And if it's lighter than Oath and sort of, a little more easy to grasp than most of his other games, this could be the one for me. So that's pretty exciting.
All righty. So that's coming to Kickstarter in 2022. All righty. Sumotra from Reiner Knizia and Luda Nova is coming to the U.S. from Asmodee. I really hope they're changing the cover. And if they don't change, the cover's fine, actually. I hope they change the font.
Yeah.
Well, when I saw this, I'm like, ooh, coffee. Sumatra is like my favorite coffee. I literally thought it was a game about coffee. Then I looked down. I'm like, no, I don't think it is. It's down.
All righty. Well, anyway, that's small news. Let's talk about something finally.
You've reviewed that game already also, Tom, by the way. So if anybody is curious about this game, you can actually go to our channel and look up the review from Tom, and you'll know.
Not super positive. I think it's an okay game with really bad graphic design.
Well, if people want to know more, they can go check that out right now. You don't have to wait for this to be republished.
Right. All right. So at Gen Con in 2018, 2018,
That was about a decade ago at this point.
Simon showed off the tabooru system, which I was pretty excited about. And finally, they're announcing a game for this. The first title is The Bad Karmas and the Curse of the Zodiac. That's a weird name. It's a cooperative boss battle game where players control a cast of unlikely heroes fighting 12 giant demigods to save the planet. It's going to be bundled with the system. This is the Super Mario for their Nintendo. So this is going to be bundled with tabooru.
Okay.
It says in the press release, it didn't mention Simon at all. But we're just going to assume Simon's involved with it still until I'm told differently. This is going to be crowdfunded on Kickstarter in 2022 Q1. And they said it's going to be shown off at Essen this week. I haven't heard anything about it, but if anyone has gone there and seen it, let us know.
Oh, interesting.
Alrighty. This one's kind of interesting. The nominees for the Game of the Year, the Juego de Ano, in Spain, have been announced. So the games have to be published for the first time in Spain to be eligible for the award. So there's different nominations: Micro Macro, Paleo, Red Cathedral, Unmatched. And the winner is Kingdom Builder.
It was nominated also, but yes, you didn't mention it in the nomination.
Well,
yes,
because it has to be nominated to win, obviously.
Right. No, I guess you're saying because this game is 5 years old at least, right?
Yeah, but come on, guys. One of the nominees was High Society from Knizia.
Kingdom
You have
Builder
any idea
came
how
out.
old that game is?
Well, I can tell you. First of all, Kingdom Builder came out a decade ago in 2011.
Decade.
And High Society came out in 95.
Right.
Which is 26 years ago.
Well,
that's wild.
These are first edition in Spanish games. That's the reason, right? I'm sure.
I think that's the idea, right?
Well, I published in Spain specifically. So by like the Spiel des Jahres. Spiel des Jahres could be from a game that was in Yugoslavian for 10 years, and all of a sudden it was published by a German publisher, and then it could win Spiel des Jahres, be nominated and win.
This has to be a new record, though. This is a game nominated for Best Game of the Year that came out in 1995. What is that? 26 years old? That's pretty wild, man. I mean, that's like...
Hey, this is better. I guess they're fighting the cult of the new.
Yeah. They are for sure. I mean, it's all sorts of new and older things, but if that had won, if High Society had won, it has to be a record for the game that has the longest window from original publication to winning a Game of the Year award.
I don't even. I can't remember what High Society was like, but I don't remember it being something I loved. So it's kind of weird.
We'll play it with you at the retreat. It's in the card game.
Is it good?
Section. Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
High Society is good.
Let's play.
All right.
Best game of 2021.
In sad news, the CEO of Hasbro, Brian Goldner, passed away. Pretty young, actually. He was only 58. It was from cancer. So I actually didn't know he was I think we may have mentioned his name once or twice in the past. He was their CEO for 20 years. So he was responsible for a lot of different franchises. He was definitely involved with the Wizards of the Coast purchase from Hasbro and stuff. I don't know a lot about him, but just thought we'd mention that as it is news.
It is.
That's terrible. 58, man.
This is why one retires early.
One retires early if they have the money. Come on now, Buonocore.
Well, this man had the money, but I'm very sad to hear him passing. Now I understand why I got that message on my phone about a job opportunity at Hasbro. No, I'm only kidding. I did not.
What is wrong with you?
I'm joking.
Let's go to the next piece of news before we irritate all the fans. Squid Ink. Do you like the name, Z?
Squid Ink? I guess. Why?
Ink with a C instead of a K.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I get the pun.
It's a pun.
I didn't get it either at first. Mike pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
I did not get it. I thought Squid Incorporated. Okay. But I get now Squid Ink.
I did not get it either at first. Thank you, Tom, for
I did not give credit to Mike. Squid Ink was created by Ivan Turner, who did the Apocalypse card game. It has art from the person who did Dinosaur Tea Party and Chronicles of Crime. I like that art. Yeah. 80 different pieces. You are choosing employees and moving them up the corporate ladder. I guess the theme isn't making any sense to me here.
Are you hiring squids? I mean, or is it like fish maybe that are the employees?
Listen, it's the ocean's
I don't even
largest
know if they're
corporation.
squid, right?
It's the ocean's largest corporation called Squid Ink. I don't understand why you don't understand that. It's obvious.
Let's move to something more interesting. In very big news, Marvel Dice Throne is coming out. So Dice Throne from Roxley, which is where you take a couple characters and you fight them against each other in a very much like King of Tokyo style way. Really fun game. I like it a lot. And now they got the license for Marvel. So there'll be different characters coming out. You'll be able to buy them in different starter packs, character first character. And these characters are fully compatible with the original characters from Dice Throne. So that's pretty neat. One of the things I really like about this, and by the way, they're co-publishing this Roxley with the Op. So the Op does a lot of the licensing for different things on it. One of the things that I like about this is the artist for this is the same artist for Dice Throne. They like that guy's art style so much they allowed him to draw the Marvel characters.
That's cool.
That's great.
That's almost unheard of, actually.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's neat. I've never played Dice Throne. Tom's never let me, so he loves it, but I'm not allowed to.
I have not played it, so you and I will play it at the retreat.
We'll put this on the Catch-A-Palooza
Well, I wouldn't
list.
go that
Chris?
far, Buonocore, okay? Pump the brakes.
We can only play one game per convention. That's it.
That's it. And right now it's going to be, what was it we said? Vicious Fishes or whatever.
High Society.
High Society, yeah, that's it.
One game only.
No, like I was saying, I haven't played Dice Throne, but having the Marvel license on it might get me to pick up some of this and give it a go. Now, I won't mix. I'm a stickler for that kind of garbage, so I'll stick with the Marvel people and just have a Marvel game that is based.
So you're not going to do that with Unmatched either?
I might, but I probably will stick with fights that make sort of sense.
Okay.
For me. You know what I mean? Just for me. My point being, I don't already own Dice Throne, though, and I'll like having a Marvel game based in it. Have they said who is going to be featured?
No. I can't answer that question because I know who's featured, but I don't know if it's been announced.
Oh! You and I are going to be talking toot sweet.
But, folks, we will be... I already mentioned that in a week from Monday, we're going to be doing a whole week of just playing games live here on camera. And that will be one of the ones we're playing because we got an early copy of it. So we'll show it off.
Why am I still sitting here?
All right. Well, let's get to my favorite piece of news for the week because I get to rant about this once a year. And it's that time of year again.
Okay.
So the Strong National Museum of Play, which, as an aside, I've heard nothing but good about this museum. I've heard it's amazing. Someday I'll go there.
The one in Rochester, right?
Yes. They have the National Toy Hall of Fame. And a bunch of drunk judges each year pick 12 different toys from a variety of stuff.
Oh, God, Tom.
And then they're not drunk. Let me rephrase that. But they're not good judges. I think you
need to put the word
they're
toys
high.
In quotes, though.
They're high.
They pick toys.
So every year they pick these different toys, and then they let people vote on them. Yes. And then the 3 of the toys makes it in. So I'm going to go, before I go through this year's nominees, let's talk about the toys that are currently in the Hall of Fame here. So we have the Rubber Duck, the Game of Life, playing cards, dominoes, Big Wheel, Atari 2600 game system, Dollhouse, Blanket, Nintendo Game Boy, Hot Wheels, Star Wars action figures, chess, teddy bear, Scrabble, Lincoln Logs, Jump Rope, Jack in the Box, Jacks, Jigsaw Puzzle, Hula Hoop, Erector Set, Crayola Crayons, G.I. Joe, Easy Bake Oven, Frisbee, the Duncan Yo-Yo, Candyland, Checkers, the Cardboard Box, Bicycle, Raggedy Ann and Andy, Tonka trucks, Kite, Bubbles, Barbie, Baby Doll, Etch-a-Sketch, Monopoly, Alphabet Blocks, Tinker Toy, Skateboard, Slinky, The Stick, Viewmaster, Silly Putty, Roller Skates, Rocking Horse, Radio Flyer Wagon, Play-Doh, Marbles, Mr. Potato Head, Lego, Lionel Trains, Coloring Book, Matchbox Cars, Pinball, Magic 8 Ball, Uno, Clue, Paper Airplane, Wiffle Ball, Fisher-Price Little People, Dungeons and Dragons, The Swing, Super Soaker, Puppet, Twister, Rubik's Cube, Little Green Army Men, Baby Nancy, Jenga, Sidewalk Chalk, and Magic the Gathering.
So when you say like cardboard box and paper airplane, you just mean that. That is in the Hall of Fame. A cardboard box.
One of the best games that year was the cardboard box. Yes.
Well, let me read you the details here on the page for the cardboard box.
No, you don't have to.
The Chinese invented cardboard in the 1600s.
You don't have to do this. Killing me.
Oh, we're going back that far, huh?
But we're talking about a cardboard box, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So here's this year's nominees.
Oh, my God.
America Girl Dolls, Battleship, Billiards, Cabbage Patch Kids, Fisher-Price Corn Popper, Mahjong, Masters of the Universe, Pinata, Risk, Sand, The Settlers of Catan, and Toy Fire Engine.
Sand.
I love it. Sand. Who invented sand? What's the story on that? The Chinese invented sand a billion years ago. Come on, no. It's sand.
This is
the designer is God or something like that.
This is embarrassing, I think, because here's the thing. Every year they have a list of these, and they pick 3 of them that are going to make it in. And whatever 3 make it in, then the other ones kind of disappear into the nether. You don't hear about them anymore, and that makes no sense to me. It's
sand,
not like
I will say sand should disappear, okay? Get out of my shoes.
Yeah, but okay, how about this though? Do you feel like billiards should be in it? What kid plays billiards? Or what kid is playing what's the other one that was weird? Like a piñata's not a toy.
It is if you fill it with sand.
Crazy.
Right. I will accept that.
Oh, goodness.
Again, if they're going to do things like put sand and stick and box in, then why wasn't that all done at the beginning? Like, just stick all this stuff in and blanket, right? Stick all this nonsense in, and then each year go back and say, let's take a look at. I mean, that's what baseball and other Hall of Fames do. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame doesn't be like Caveman Joe. You know,
he once threw a rock so fast. Oh,
it's just so weird to me.
Man.
Like if you're voting there, you're like, okay, Magic the Gathering, Tonka Truck, Sand. What do you vote for?
I don't know. This is
crazy talk.
Ridiculous.
I really think a Toy Hall of Fame is a good idea. And I think a lot of these things are good. In fact, I would be upset if this was their list of things they were adding. But you only vote on 3 of them, and then the rest don't make it in. It just is so weird to me. And they also let the general public vote on it. So anything can happen there.
There's no way people look at this list and don't laugh about it, right? I mean, am I crazy in believing that?
Maybe
people have to look at that and go, ooh, Settlers of Catan, yeah, that's a good game, or Catan or whatever. And then sand is on the list. Sand.
But maybe they're doing it for that purpose. They're doing it to get people talking about it.
So you think they put ridiculous things on there knowing it'll just sort of generate conversation? That could be.
Actually, someone here mentioned they haven't done rocks and stones yet. They also haven't done the water puddle.
That's coming.
Yes, the water puddle. I loved that.
What about the squirt bottle that's above the sink when you don't have a squirt gun? So your mom lets you use the squirt bottle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, Bubbles is on the list, right?
Yes.
This really makes me think of that.
There.
Mr. Buonocore, have you ever seen the Saturday Night Live skit with the bag of glass? This is back in your day when Dan Aykroyd, he was like the salesman trying to sell really bad Christmas presents.
Oh gosh, no, did not see that. Sounds bad.
Alrighty, here we go. Lucky Duck has announced a bunch of new releases: Small Islands, Crime Zoom, and what's the other one? Tranquility.
Tranquility, yeah.
Lucky Duck knows how to make a good-looking box.
They do, and they are very good.
So you can learn more about them. I think I just got this like today in the mail, so I'm assuming these were announced at Essen or something like that.
Right.
Some of these are actually at least two of them I think are just republished games from other smaller companies, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah,
that
much
makes sense.
Yeah, you can see the logo.
I know.
Different
I've
company.
seen that Tranquility game. Yeah, I've seen that Tranquility game cover in the past. And Small Islands, I've reviewed. I reviewed a copy we got at Essen, I guess, last time we were there. So 2018 or 19 or whatever. I don't know. So you can go see my review of Small Islands right after you watch Tom's review of whatever we were talking about earlier.
All right. And finally, are you a legendary gamer? Upper Deck is searching for the ultimate legendary gamer to send to Gen Con 2022. It says the legendary gamer is the most passionate of tabletop gamers who's made a positive impact in the gaming or legendary community. So I guess they're talking about Marvel Legendary. So you're not a legendary gamer. You're a gamer who's likes legendary. Anyway, there's some contests. You have to make a video, send it to YouTube, and you're telling you why you're the ultimate legendary gamer. That's got to be a tough gig to do, right? You have to like brag about yourself. I thought at first it was going to be you like nominated other people to win this, but no, you nominate yourself.
Okay, I wonder if are they.
And yeah, Stephen, we'll let you use our video equipment when you come down for your video.
Tabletop Legend, Stephen Buonocore, as quoted by TechRaptor.net. Tabletop Legend, Stephen Buonocore. Okay. They said that, Tom.
You were also called a really nice guy by EW.
EW is talking about me. That's great. So from now on, you must address me as Tabletop Legend, Stephen Buonocore. I just want you to know that. Okay. From now on,
when a legit news source calls you that, I'll do it. All right.
TechRaptor.net, very legitimate.
All right, and finally, badges are now available for PAX Unplugged. They really waited to the last second to make these. I think it was a couple weeks ago they announced this. You do have to be vaccinated to go, but it is happening December 10th to 12th, which is really close to Christmas, which is one of the reasons, unfortunately, that we're not going.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Gonna be great.
You're going, Stephen. You are going.
100%. I'm going.
We better say like 95%, but yes,
going.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
98% going. I got my hotel. I didn't book the plane yet, but I will be. I'm just looking at
98. And the percentage just went down.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Philadelphia in December. It's amazing.
That's the news.